Listen to me and listen well. There's a force out there, lurking in the shadows, watching your every move, waiting for the slightest slip, the tiniest crack in your resolve. It doesn't need an invitation. It doesn't knock on the door. It waits for you to hand it the key. Don't give him access. You know who I'm talking about. That voice inside your head that tells you it's okay to quit. That whispers in your ear when you're tired, when you're weak, when you're broken. It tells you to just sit down for a minute. It says, you've done enough. You've worked hard. Take it easy. But that's the deception. That's the lie. That's the enemy infiltrating your mind. And the moment you listen, the moment you entertain that thought, you open the door. You've found even the key. Don't give him access. He's always watching. He knows when you're hungry, when you're exhausted, when you're frustrated. And that's when he strikes. He doesn't need to push you down. He just needs you to stop climbing. Because the moment you pause, the moment you hesitate, that's when he moves in. He whispers, you're not good enough. He reminds you of every failure, every mistake, every time you've fallen short. He feeds you doubts, fear, anxiety. He poisons your ambition until you're paralyzed by your own thoughts. And just like that, he takes control. But you were not born to be controlled. You were not created to be manipulated, to be a puppet dancing on the strings of fear and hesitation. You are power. You are discipline. You are relentless, but only if you take back what's yours. Only if you fight for it. You gotta recognize the moment before it happens. You gotta be a step ahead always. Because he's subtle. He doesn't announce himself. He doesn't scream at you to give up. He makes you comfortable with mediocrity. And the worst part, he makes it feel natural. Like you were never meant to be great in the first place. Like struggles for other people, but not for you. Like maybe, just maybe, you weren't supposed to win. That is the greatest deception of all. Let me tell you something. He is wrong. You were built for more. You were designed for greatness. You were created with power in your blood and fire in your spirit. But here's the catch. You've got to take the wheel. You've got to shut that door and lock it. You've got to throw away the key and burn the mat that leads back to weakness. The next time you hear that voice telling you to take a break, push harder. The next time you feel like quitting, dig deeper. The next time you doubt yourself, prove yourself wrong. Because the moment you hesitate, he's already halfway in. And if you let him in, even for a second, he will never leave willingly. You have to force him out. You think this is just about today? You think this is just about one decision? No, this is war. This is a battle for your destiny. Every time you choose to fight, you're rewriting your story. Every time you push through the pain, you're shaping your future. But every time you give in, every time you hand over control, you lose ground. This isn't about motivation. Motivation is weak. Motivation fades. You don't need motivation. You need discipline. You need an unshakable commitment to your purpose, a fire that burns even when the world turns cold. Because let me tell you, there will be days when you feel nothing, no energy, no inspiration, no reason to keep going. That's when the war is won or lost. Okay, that's when champions are made. You see, most people think the battle is fought in the big moments, in the championship game, in the final exam, in the job interview. Wrong. The real battle is fought in the small, unseen moment. It's fought in the early morning when the alarm goes off and you decide whether to get up or hit snooze. It's fought in the late hours when no one's watching and you decide whether to work or to waste time. It's fought in the moments of doubt when you either push forward or step back. One would step back. That's where it happens. That's where destiny is forged. And that's where he's waiting because he knows if he can control you in the small moments, he's already won. He doesn't need to defeat you in the big battles if he's already weakened you in the little one. So what are you going to do? Are you going to hand over the key? Are you going to let him dictate your life, your future, your legacy, or are you going to stand up and take what's yours? There is no middle ground. There is no later. Later is the lie he feeds you so you never act. Later is how he keeps you weak. Later is access. You want success? You want freedom? You want to be unstoppable? Then you need to decide right now, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. You lock that door. You throw away the key. You don't let him in. You don't give him access.